have been tape recordings done secretly by an ex-gang member involving other gang members being recorded, being played, I beg your pardon, in the home circuit court in downtown Kingston. And the revelations from those tapes have been simply interesting. I'll come back to that, but another big story here is the Firearm Licensing Authority and this heap of controversy that has been unfolding involving allegations about former members or former officials of the FLA and how much they have been steeped in corruption, and an admission from the current chief executive officer, Shane Dalling, in respect of the depth of corruption in the issuance of licensed firearm holders permits, to the extent he said that he does not think he can fix the problem that exists at the Firearm Licensing Authority. Exactly how it goes is that if you want to become a licensed firearm holder, you have to make an application. That application will be processed, and there are several things you must satisfy, including you must demonstrate that you need to have a firearm, you must have gone through the required training, and you must pay the fee for it. He says it is a big business here in Jamaica because whenever there is a denial of that firearm permit, he's had more than 200 cases since of the period 2014 to 2017, where people would have paid money, he asserts, and would have had their firearm permits, which were initially denied, handed to them. And the CEO, Shane Dalling, has said that among those people are ex-convicts and people with criminal traces. And he listed a Don in Kingston who was among those who got 4 firearm permits, having been initially denied. Someone who was extradited to the United States, spent some time there for drug trafficking and returned to Jamaica, as well as dancehall artist Jacure, who you would know is an ex-convict having served time in prison for rape and also for illegal possession of a firearm. And so this is a big concern for the FLA, and it in fact has been seeing different reactions coming from other members of the society, including a former board chair, a former deputy board chair, Dennis Meadows, who has rejected to a great extent a lot of the claims made, and is now saying that in effect, what has happened is that the current administration has serious questions to answer. He has also made some very serious allegations against some of the current board members of the Firearm Licensing Authority, with a huge story that just keeps developing every single day here in Jamaica, that matter of the FLA.
Wow. uh, how easy or how difficult is it to get a firearm in Jamaica?
The process is very rigorous. And maybe I should ask you, are you talking about a legal or an illegal firearm?
I meant legal. I'm going on the assumption that getting an illegal one is fairly easy, as it is here, unfortunately.
Yeah, the process is very rigorous. I mean, previously, many years gone by, when you and I probably were kids, it was the police superintendent in charge of the parish that would have essentially approved you or disapproved you for a firearm license. But that has changed many years ago with the establishment of the Firearm Licensing Authority, which comprises of an application process. If you are denied, there is the option for you to appeal to a review board. In Jamaica here, the review board comprises, I think, three persons, among them a former president of the Court of Appeal. And if the review board turns you down, then you have a final appeal to the Minister of National Security. Many people have argued that the Minister of National Security as a last avenue should not exist. You really should have the Firearm Licensing Authority board. And if they deny you, you go to a review panel, and that should be it. But the Minister of National Security is the last leg in the appeals process. So you made the application, you would have needed to have satisfied the required training. In fact, X number of hours. I'm not quite remembering the exact number of hours, but you would have had to have satisfied the required training at the firearms training, at any of the firearms training institutions. And of course, you would need to prove that you need it. So are you in danger? Is your life in danger? And most importantly, you must have a clean criminal record. In fact, one of the arguments of the former deputy chair is that he who sat on a board which had approved licenses for people who would have had criminal history, he said that he believes in giving second chances, and he believes that people should not have to be suffering for the rest of their life because of their past. I found that quite interesting because I think rehabilitation is very, very critical. But the question is always going to be, do you give a convict in a situation where Jamaica has a reoffending rate of 51%? And if you are going to be giving a convict a weapon, the question is going to be, what checks and balances do you pursue, which would be sufficient to convince you that there is no risk involved in giving this person a firearm?
I don't know about that, but when I say I don't know about that, I don't know if that's a great idea at all. If you're a convict, and especially if you're involved in gun-related crime, really, I don't think so. But anyway, Jade, Azem, any question for Mr. Mitchell on that point?
Well, I mean, it is a very interesting discussion, in particular the fire licensing issue. I mean, that's something that has been a point of discussion even here in St. Kitts. I'm very curious as to what seems to be the general feeling on the ground as it relates to accusations that, like you said, former convicts would have been given, license to carry firearms legally.
Oh yeah, it's creating a whole heap of discussion. I mean, the radio talk shows, the newspapers are carrying this as lead stories, and genuinely, people who would have applied for firearm licenses and who would have been denied, they want to know what's so special. Why is it that I would have laid out my case? I'm a law-abiding citizen with genuine need. So, for example, I was speaking with one person whose father was killed. His father was a cop, and his father was killed, well, in fact, a retired cop, and his father was killed on his property. And he believes that he too would not be at risk. He's a businessman. He owns several establishments, and he works in a job which may be considered high risk, and he was denied. And in fact, in his case, he had made the application 3 years before receiving word that the application had been denied. And at the same time, the FLA CEO was able to point to a case where a relative of a former board member had applied for his license. It was denied. And then a short while, in fact, within 2 months after the denial, he was handed a permit. Here you have a case where somebody is waiting 3 years for word on whether he has been approved. So there are lots of disparity. And I think because of the fact that so many people would have been implicated, having applied or being denied or know someone, then it's creating a huge chatter among the Jamaican population. And in fact, just last night, the opposition spokesman on national security called for the sacking of the current CEO, largely on his account that he has underperformed. He says there has been no successful prosecution through the Firearm Licensing Authority since Shane Dowling became CEO, maybe about 4 years ago. And interestingly, just the other day, Mr. Dowling's contract was renewed with a clause that if he should be separated from the entity, then he would have to be paid out for the rest of his contract, and that was accepted. It was a big talking point. But to come back to the substantive issue of the opposition spokesperson on national security wants him to be sacked. He says he has really been a great talker, but a chronic underperformer, and as a consequence, he thinks his time has come.
Oh boy. Interesting indeed. One of the stories that I was paying attention to in Jamaica, well, tell you what, I'll leave that one till last because it sort of crosses over into an enjoyable topic or something to talk about that I think is enjoyable anyway. That's Bob Marley.
And we need to talk about the gang recordings.
Yes. Please. What Just tell us about that first, at least for the listeners who may not be too familiar with that. And what's the sense that you're getting from the feedback from the public in terms of their engagement on the issue?
Well, they are not leaving this one an inch. The Klansman One Done Gang trial started a few weeks ago, in fact, a few months ago. There are some 32 people who are on trial in the Home Circuit Court, and they are being tried on a 25 count indictment ranging from murder, shooting, robbery, several offenses involving these members. There's one woman among the gang. She is said to have been a very close associate, in fact, a romantic partner of the leader of the gang, Andre Blackman Bryan. Now, the One Done Gang is a breakaway faction from the Klansman Gang, which really had wreaked havoc in the parish of St. Catherine, that's just outside of St. Andrew, as well as other parts of the corporate area, St. Andrew and St. Anne. In fact, the evidence in the court is that they would have traveled to other places to commit contract murders and other crimes, including robberies. So they have been on trial for a few months now. And a critical element of this trial has been the lead witness, who is a former member of the gang. There are two of them. One more so than the other has been on the stand several days, had come off and is back on, because now he is seeking to identify some of the voices he would have recorded secretly while he was a part of this gang. And just yesterday it was coming out that the lone woman in the trial, she had in fact been feeling that some people who were in the gang were being disloyal to the gang leader. And in fact, the court heard yesterday recordings of a plan to kill some of the gang members who had been disloyal. It's pretty riveting, pretty gripping audio being played in the court with former gang
movie.
Well, you can't question a woman's intuition, eh?
I mean, the last time there was this kind of interest in a court matter would have been a few years back when Vybz Kartel was on trial. And of course, he too had recordings secretly done, which were being played in court.
So, in terms of the now lead witness that the prosecution is using, that was a former member of this gang, do you know what charges they brought against him for them to be able to have him now play this role?
Who said he do what?
Yes. He was arrested. He had been a convict too. In fact, I do think he still is in. I still think he is in prison for firearm offenses. What generally happens in these cases is that, and the law does provide for it, a plea deal. So if you decide that you're going to be supporting the prosecution, then of course you would get some benefit from a reduced sentence in the event when you're supporting the prosecution to help to bring down your cronies. But really, the National Security Minister has been at pains to point out, the prosecution too, that their strongest evidence against gang members have to be from gang members. And so you're finding that increasingly people are speaking out, particularly people who would have been associated in one way or another with gangs. And it's really just a way to bring down what the force has said is some 200 gangs operating at different levels across the country.
Right.
That seems to be something. Sorry,
No, go ahead.
but that seems to be something that is really being encouraged by the national security forces. This idea of, as we say, snitching. That's it. As a matter of fact, I think we actually saw an article just yesterday, speaking about how that is being encouraged, even asking romantic partners of some of these gang members to cooperate with the authorities.
Yeah. In fact, there's a big debate in Jamaica about one of the posts made by the Jamaica Constabulary Force with a woman police who was sexy in silhouette, wielding her handcuffs in the dark until she came out into the light with that same concept, asking you to turn in your partner. It's been a whole discussion here in Jamaica, and some of the people who are interested in gender affairs is very upset about it. But that's for another.
Does that post still exist?
It still is on the Jamaica Constabulary Force
Okay.
Twitter page
Yes,
and
make
and
snitching
Instagram. So you should check
sexy.
it out.
I
As
love
if,
it.
as if it's going to check it out.
I am presently waiting on Jay to pull it up. So
Yeah, but
Uh,
it is very interesting that that is one of the calls, one of the appeals. And in fact, right here in Jamaica, just about 2 weeks ago, the Prime Minister announced a new plan, an initiative for people to supply information in respect of wanted men or people with firearms. And you can earn between 250,000 to 500,000 Jamaican dollars simply for doing that. So it is believed that the illegal firearm count in Jamaica is high. And as a consequence, the objective is to find as many as possible. And in fact, if I can say, the number of firearms recovered since the start of the year has exceeded 100, which is the highest in any month. Among those, you would recall, were some 20 weapons found at the Sangster International Airport in Montego Bay, not cleared as yet. And then there was another haul of 13 firearms at the home of a gangster who was cut down by the police. He's believed to have been one of the suppliers of firearms. And there was another very major haul. I think it was around 10 or 11 firearms in that one haul. So there have been some big hauls, which the security forces are celebrating. And in fact, the Prime Minister has said that he will now be, he has announced, I beg your pardon, reward system of up to $500,000, between $250,000 to $500,000 for illegal firearms seized, and $500,000 would be roughly 2,800 US dollars that the Jamaican government would be seeking to offer for people who are helping them to bring in firearms, particularly the very dangerous AK-47, which is really the choice weapon of criminals, the police commissioner announced a few weeks ago.
Okay. There might have been some appreciation in your currency, Damien. It's 3,200 US, according to Google anyway. I don't know. Unless your rate has dropped since last checked. But I am just saying. I just did, as you mentioned it earlier, I did the search and it's 3,201 US dollars and 7 cents. So that's what
Yes,
Google is saying.
I'll be exactly precise before I go. I'll use
Okay.
yesterday's rates.
Okay, that's fine. Um, how is Andrew Holness doing? I noticed that there's still a lot of COVID restriction in place. I mean, I think I equipped with you privately. You know, we've been given our get out of the card a long time. We can pretty much, by and large, do as we like. Numbers are still restricted in some instances, and social
Well, I
distancing
can
and
tell
so.
you that we can do as we like too,
Oh,
except that
oh.
we're not doing so legally.
Yeah, but how is he doing though politically? How is he? Is he getting credits for the way he's handling it, or people are getting tired, like the Canadians, getting a little annoyed with young Trudeau up there in Ottawa, and protesting and upset at the restrictions and so on?
Extremely annoyed. In fact, the Prime Minister announced last week that in the next 2 weeks he will be moving to relax some of the current measures, among them the requirements that exist in schools. So now children are attending schools on a rotational basis. Some are going for a couple of days face to face and the other days online. Well, the Prime Minister has indicated that he will be removing that very soon, and the Disaster Risk Management Act will be scrapped soon. A very important element is that this act also mandates that people have to get into their homes now by 11 o'clock at nights. Previously, it was 9, then it moved up to 10. Now it's at 11. The Prime Minister has indicated that soon he will be seeking to remove that. I'm not sure what will happen in respect of mask wearing, but there is also a huge debate triggered by one Adam Stewart of Sandals fame about the issue of mask wearing mandates for children. And in fact, that was a huge issue, with people saying that he seemingly was not appreciative of what existed. And as a consequence, he really was denying so many people of the opportunity for them to be safe by promoting the not wearing masks. That was a big issue. I mean, it was really big and took off on Twitter. and he had a firestorm there because he had also engaged some people like noted Jamaican psychologist Lakim Samaj about the wearing of masks. So Lakim was asking him whether it's a matter of a choice that we have whether to pee in his pool. I mean, it was one nasty social media thing that just went on and on and on. But to answer the questions precisely, though, people are tired. People really are hoping now for a break, and it's trending in a good direction. The positivity rate has been going down daily, which is good. But there are still infections and there are still people dying as a consequence of it, particularly those more vulnerable people, which is really the sad part of COVID.
Yes, it is. It is. By the way, this situation, just going back real quick to the gang discussion, was there some issue of somebody's woman being taken away by another gang member and there was a feud about that? Is that a part of this whole mix as well? I'm getting some feedback from right in Jamaica that had a little something to do with it. No? Are you aware of that or no?
Sorry, meaning that was the objective or the reason for the blow up?
Well, let me see if I can characterize it a little better. All right. All this happened because another gang member took away his woman, so he decided to destroy the gang by working with law enforcement. Is that your reporting bears that out?
There was a claim of that in the trial. There was a claim of that it was largely motivated, but in fact, at the early stage, the gangster was put to the gangster, and he said no. He believes that he really has to do his part in reducing crime and the intensity in Jamaica, and that was a reason he was saying that he had to come to the party.
Do you guys believe that?
Well, he could be right. It's a reasonable and a rational way of thinking. I think if you are rehabilitated, you would take a different perspective. The question is going to be: is he rehabilitated or has he changed? It's for the same reason. Somebody may ask the question if we really believe that dancehall artist Marian Hall, who recently announced that she was stepping away from her calling, really is genuine about what she's doing.
What happened?
Oh boy.
I thought she had her coming to Jesus moment, and she was reformed. It was a big story. And now I hear she putting up her coat or whatever she wore when investment.
Well, to be fair to her, she has since sought to clear the air that she's not leaving Christianity. What she has done is that she's taken a step back from preaching on social media through her Facebook account and YouTube and Instagram. So she's saying she's taking a step back there, but she's not stopping being a member of the Party of the Lord, which is pretty interesting. But it created a lot of confusion, anxiety, controversy when she had announced this cryptic message on her Instagram account that she was stepping back from her calling, asking the Lord to forgive her. That was very, very interesting. And in fact, so many people just weeks before were saying to her, "Come back now, we can welcome you," because she had engaged into a tiff with people like Spice that she said really were looking ugly. And she called out some names in the dancehall space, people like Shensia. She believed that Shensia was very nice girl, but Spice is ugly. And people believe, and of course, Lady Spice would answer her, and Lady Spice did answer her back on her live. And I mean, it was just this one big controversy in the dancehall space. Good fodder for people who are interested.
Song putting back into it. Is that the same Spice? Or
that's Shensia.
No, that's not Spice.
No, that's Shensia's. Yeah, that's Shensia's song with
Meg Thee Stallion.
Right, Meg. Right. So, but you need to get with it, Matthew. You need to get with it.
Yeah, well,
I'm gonna have to ask Jade to bring you in because you can't be mixing up the artists like that, especially the rivals.
His age is showing. Give him a chance.
I don't know. Maybe he wants to see a cat fight.
Anyway, before we conclude,
missed it. Know what I said? I'm gonna ask Jade to bring you back in it. But anyways.
Oh, that's fine. Jade will educate me. I do want to know about this 8th national hero, the lobbying that's going on to make Robert Nesta Marley the 8th national hero of Jamaica. I must confess, I said it on here. I actually thought he was a national hero already, or he got some high award.
So.
but apparently not. What's up with that, Damien?
You know, have you ever thought about knocking on a door and there's no sound? It's almost like that. There has been this call for Bob Marley to be named a national hero. There has been the call for Louise Bennett to be named a national hero, particularly around their birthdays and National Heroes Day. And you really don't get the sense that it is something that sticks with the government, who would have to initiate some action for it to happen. You don't even hear much talk about it. I don't know if it's just too political. I really don't know. But you
Why
really,
would it be political?
you really just don't
Bob
hear
Marley a
anything.
unifying figure? Isn't Bob Marley a unifying figure? I didn't know
Oh
Bob
yes,
Marley.
Bob Marley
Is he a
is. He is. Government, opposition, everybody recognizes and acknowledges
yeah?
the input of Bob Marley and Louise Bennett as national figures, who would have helped on so many fronts. I mean, Bob Marley was the one who really had sought to bring an end to the violence that was killing Jamaica in the late 1970s, early 1980s, with that massive concert at the time National Hero Circle, unifying
Right.
then polarized opponents in the political space, Edward Seaga and Manley. But I don't know, it just doesn't seem to be something that has caught the attention of those people who have the power to make it happen. This issue of adding two national heroes. And I think there would be national consensus on it. I'm sure
Yeah.
the expressions of the people have indicated that yes, they would support a national hero as in Bob Marley but I don't know why it just never seemed to take off with the decision makers.
I'm personally shocked. I really thought he was a national hero. I can't think of no other Jamaican citizen, at least off the top of my head, that would be deserving of such an honor. But I know national hero is something that you guys hold very precious, and you don't dole them out perhaps perhaps as easily as we do here in Antigua. But that's another conversation.
How many do you have?
We have, oh Lord, you're putting me on the spot. We have, how many national heroes do we have? We have Dame Nellie Robinson. We have former Premier George Walter, Father of the Nation, the Right Honorable Dr. Vere Cornwall Bird, Prince Court, or King Class, as he's referred to in some circles. That's 4. And I don't think, was Sir Lester a national hero? Sir Lester is a national hero? Y'all help me out here now. Sir Lester is a national hero, or he just got a knighthood? Okay. Yeah. And, of course, the living national hero. The only living national hero. No, so I think I've rounded it off. The only living national hero who would make number 5 would be Sir Viv. And I think we can all agree. I mean, Sir Viv is also similarly, well, in most quarters, a unifying figure as well, similarly to Bob. Of course, his contribution.
Did I call it 7? Is it 7 that I call it?
No, so that was that. No, I think I would have done 5. Yeah, I think I did 5. Some listener will straighten me out if I'm wrong. Trust me. But I think I called them all out. Nellie Robinson, Prince Court, who led the slave rebellion and was broken on the wheel for rebelling against the plantation owners, not too far from here actually. The first premier, Sir George Walter, and Sir Viv. And I think Sir Lester as well might be a national hero. So that would be, yeah. You counted them for me? I was counting, but I was so trying to get them right and not getting in trouble because, those who are happy to criticize me. Yes, yes, okay, I have it. Sir Lester is a national hero, so here's the one. So yeah, those are our national heroes. So we are close to behind y'all. You only have 7,
we're at 7.
And we are and we have your population
and Rihanna is at 11.
Oh.
Oh, we have 6. Okay, thank you. We have 6. My WhatsApps are going off. Yeah, so we have 6 national heroes.
Right.
So we're just 1 below you. So how many national heroes do you have?
We have 5 national heroes. Robert Llewellyn Bradshaw, C.A. Paul Southwell, Sir Kennedy Simmons, who is our only living national hero, Mr. Simeon Daniel, and Joseph Nathaniel France. Would be our 5 national heroes.
We have no living national hero.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, because y'all hardly give out any.
Didn't your generation ain't say nothing?
I mean, growing up, you learn about the national heroes, The first being Marcus Garvey. You learn about Norman Washington Manley, Sir Alexander Bustamante, Nanny of the Maroons, Paul Bogle, Sam Sharp, and George William Gordon, and that's it. I mean, you can just run them down like that because these are the heroes you learn of, people who would have helped so much in freeing Jamaica from the shackles of slavery, largely.
Right, right.
And that's it.
And
So
then
it's so it seems as though the classifications for the national heroes. I mean, here all of our national heroes have been persons involved in the political arena. But there it seems as though it's persons who would have helped, in the fight for freedom. And then
Yes, that is it.
yeah, and that is
That
it.
is it. But the requirements, and probably next time we talk, we could pull up the requirements for becoming a national hero. The requirements are not limited to the
Precisely.
efforts for yes. It's largely is about your contribution to nationhood, nation building, and the impression you would have created on the world and for the people as a consequence of your selfless act or actions. Next time we talk, we could go a little bit deeper into it with some of these specifics.
Interesting.
But there's an act that governs it. And I recall a few years ago, there was a whole committee. And I recall that the late Rex Nettleford was a part of that committee that looked over this issue of national heroes and national honors for Jamaica. But I don't know, not much has happened since.
I gotta tell you, Jamaica is on the map, reggae is on the map, and Rastafarianism is international, largely thanks to Robert Nesta Marley. I cannot understand why he is not a national hero as yet.
I actually think one of the major publications, I don't remember if it was Times Magazine, but they said that Bob Marley was actually the most recognizable figure worldwide at one point.
Yeah.
Everybody know Bob.
Everybody.
Took me by surprise. That one took me by surprise. I just assumed that he was a national. What is he, a national icon then?
He is an icon. But I just need to ask: was that poll or report done before Trump?
Yes, it was actually. Yes, it was. The second thing on the list at the time was the Coca-Cola logo. So who knows? If the rankings have changed since Trump's presidency, who knows?
Yeah.
Bob Marley is huge. I don't know, that one shocked me. But anyway, moving right along, folks. Oh dear, we're it's now 8:45. I think we have to go.
Yes,
Damien,
and
we
you
had
are
good
correct.
fun. You know what?
Before you go, you are correct. It's $3,200 US for 500,000 Jamaican. You're correct.
Okay.
Okay, there you are. Well, it's actually Google. I don't want to take any credit. Thank God for Google. The algorithm and the data is working on running on clean, as we say here in Antigua. Listen, Damien, always great. You never disappoint. That's why I'm always happy and to invite you. And I really want to thank you so much for sparing some of your time because I know you're busy. You're very busy in your job as integration manager at the Gleaner, and I just want to thank you so very much for sharing what's happening in Jamaica. Very enlightening and informative, as always.
Yes, and say good morning to all my listeners in Antigua and St. Kitts. Thank you so much for tolerating me on the mornings when I'm a part of this show.
No tolerating at all. You tolerate us and accommodate us because you're a star over in Jamaica. Thank you.
There you go. That's the name of a publication that we run, right? The Star.
Yes. Well, see, there you go. There you go again. All right, Damien. All the best, right? And stay safe. And all the best to you, your team at the Gleaner, and to your family.
Take care. Thanks so much. Bye, guys.
Bye, man.
Azam and Jade. Jade, I hope your celebrations continue into the weekend.
Yes,
and
they
I
shall.
hope you continue to stay safe. Be
They
well.
shall.
And I just wish you nothing but the very best. And Azem well, I don't know if I should say Azem take good care of you. I might get you in trouble with all kind of things. So
Listen, y'all ain't gonna make.
along.
Anyway,
Huh?
you're not
Yeah,
about
what
to
you
make me
gonna
get
say,
jumped
Jade?
down by the door from Azem's fans, please.
Azem's fans. Okay,
I see.
yeah. Put out that narrative. We know better.
Nice. All right.
But
Anyway,
Darren,
gotta go.
Appreciate it,
sir?
man. Appreciate it. Thank you so much for this morning. You stay
Indeed.
safe as well, man.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. Best to you and your respective families and loved ones. And the team at Win FM. Say good morning to the team at Win FM for me, please.
Will do.
Will do.
On behalf of all of us, actually, here at Observer AN. All right. It's now.
Jade, Jamaica well in my.
Boy, you know, the Florida of the Caribbean. I love them. Good morning to our Jamaican listeners, man. We love y'all.
For sure.
Y'all just need to get together. That's all.
Oh, man, I think
Jamaica is entertaining, I'm not gonna lie. In everything. That is why they are known for entertainment globally.
Well, I mean,
I don't know if this type of
I think
entertainment they're known for,
I
but
think there's a spirit in Jamaica, yeah? Like just these vibes. It's just always vibes.
yeah, man.
It's always vibes. It's always vibes. Like when you go
Yeah.
to Jamaica, you feel it. One time you come off the plane, you feel it.
I listen, I need to go, okay? I legit need to go. That is on my bucket list.
Mhm.
Anytime somebody asks me, where's the place that you want to go?
Jamaica.
Top of the list. Top of the list.
Well, go for Dream Weekend.
That's why it's
I-
top of the list.
I figure.
You know me, friend. You know me.
I figured. I figured it'd be Dream. Where is it? They holding Ocho?
I don't remember. Somebody who listening who from Jamaica can tell me.
Well, the Ocho Montego Bay is one of them two. I could tell you that. I don't
Yeah.
know. It's Ocho Montego Bay. I could tell you that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, we have it. Listen, you wanna? No, it's not break time yet. So, let's jump into what?
Tea time.
Thank you, friend. Beautifully done.
Yes.
So, as of Thursday, 17th February 2022, we have 0 confirmed cases in the last 24 hours,
Yeah.
but 39 recovered,
Yeah.
bringing our total number of active cases to just 26. 26, boy.
26.
I love it.
Well, guys, continue to get better. Continue to recover. And join us in the land of the free. Those are who just decided I ain't going to get tested. Go get tested, please.
Please, let's get this out.
I will not got COVID. I just want to
Yeah, let's
run
get
about.
this out the way, please.
Oh, but I was cleaning the dust.
No, it's not dust.
It ain't dust.
It's not dust.
Okay,
Not
go-
dust ever give you them type of symptoms
Go get
in your
tested,
life.
get doctor paper, send it into Social Security, do what you gotta do.
Yeah, and stay home, get better, and come back out, as him said, to the land of the free.
Land of the free.
Yes.
Home of the bad mind. And the home of the... Anyway. Where we going to next, Jade?
Well, a development, with our favorite case so far for the year.
This is it, really?
I mean, this is what I keep talking about, so yeah. Oh, by the way, how was the protest yesterday? I thought it was going to march in solidarity with the police.
No.
Did anybody go?
People went. People.
So who? Where's the videos? Let me see something. Show me something.
Okay.
Let me see all the people who went to march in solidarity.
Somebody sent me something. They said it was a video, so I could pull up that so you could kind of see what's going on. It seemed as though there was a person who stole the show.
Who?
Talk Puppy, friend of the show. Yeah, Talk Puppy.
Oh, the rest of them without locks.
What's the man with all locks?
He said he's the only rest of them is taking without locks, boy. How we get so?
But I know a couple of them who.
Me too, how you-
I know a couple of them who locks just kind of deserted them.
Listen, shouts out to Dr. Garfield one time. That's the first rest of man without locks. So I don't know how he can just put himself in the front. Okay, what's happening here? What are they giving out?
I'm sorry, but this kind of feel like Juve Manning.
That's why I tried to think. Okay.
Like there's many costumes.
Yes.
But yeah, there were people who
Okay,
went and
where
support.
the police?
They're in the plain clothes, they're in their own clothes.
Oh, let me see if I could recognize. No,
Recognize any?
no, they don't look like a police.
Yeah. But no, there's police escorting them in the back.
Okay, that's vibes.
Yeah.
Kwame, where you be? Kwame was supposed to be on the front line.
Kwame was there, man.
Where?
Okay, maybe not.
He was supposed to be on the front line.
But the police were busy keeping us safe, so they couldn't go match.
Oh, okay, I got you. Listen, I'm all for matches. I'm all for speaking out about injustices. I just want y'all to keep it equal and fair. when y'all do these type of things, so that it doesn't look like y'all just doing it for the wrong reasons.
Anyway, I mean, I keep telling people.
Oh, it's
what-
Negril.
Oh, it's in the grill. Yeah, in the grill. Yeah, you're right. But I think that this will be my issue with these things, right? When we start talking about movements, and I hear people call in and they go all over the world and things, and I be like, but I don't really study what has gone all over the world.
Can be. Cannot be.
They don't really study what has gone all over there. They pick out pieces and be like, oh, when in other places there this and
Yeah,
that.
because they need things to fit their
No,
narrative.
but when we start talking about public dissent, public demonstrations, marches, any of these types of, exercises, those that are effective recognize that they are part of they're playing to a bigger plan and strategy. So I like to say with matches, I don't generally see a lot of times where these types of peaceful protests in particular bring about change on their own. But generally what happens is it brings awareness to whatever message the protesters, marchers, demonstrators, whatever they're trying to put out. The march is a way to show, hey, we have this is the message, and this is a demonstration of support for that message. I think a lot of times, I don't even know if the people demonstrating
Know which message they're demonstrating?
there's multiple messages when we talked about that yesterday, but two, I don't know if they think that I don't know if there's an expectation that this is going to bring about change on its own. I don't know. Because I know a lot of people looking on don't think so. But perhaps the people who are demonstrating maybe have the hope that it will.
I mean, I feel like if
But
you're
that's
demonstrating, then you should.
generally not what happens.
Yeah, because and two, as you were speaking about a message, like I feel like most of the protests we've seen have several messages in this one, except
Except the breast cancer walk and so.
and they match for Parks and Beaches.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they had, you see how they had a clear message.
We
And it
don't
was
want
effective?
we don't want bill.
That's
We don't want bill.
nobody else wavered from that message,
We don't want bill.
and Bill is gone.
We don't want bill.
Effective. But like the one like where you were showing me, I'm pretty sure there were several plaques saying several different things.
Well, I think that's kind of what was the general feeling. It was that there are several issues that persons
And
had
all I
issues
kept
with.
hearing was Tim Bosco. You see, this is what I am talking about.
Yeah.
You want to bring across a message, but then in the way you're bringing it across, it feels like you're talking about something totally different to what you put out.
But yesterday we had people who were advocating for having this match be, let's say, a place where people with different gripes could come to share what their gripes are. And I keep
But
saying,
then how is that
I
okay,
keep
so
saying,
then if that is the case, right? Why did you apply for a permit to match for one particular reason, which is in solidarity with the police?
Well, I mean, I didn't see the application, so I don't know about
But that's what that was put out? That's what was put out?
I don't know. But what I'm saying is, I just think that when we start talking about messaging, clarity in the messaging tends to be most effective,
Yes.
right? So generally,
That is it, clarity.
yeah.
Don't
yeah.
come tell us that you're marching in solidarity
And I don't
for the
even.
police and then Tim must go. First of all, how does that, like, I understand there's different issues happening, and if that's what you want to march against,
Let
that
me-
is your right.
Let me tell you something, right, Jade. One of the things too. You know what the difference was with the Parks and Beaches demonstration? It didn't feel political.
True. That is very true.
It didn't feel political.
No, that is very
It
true.
didn't feel politically motivated. No, there's
No.
nothing wrong with politically motivated demonstrations,
Of course not.
right? But
They
I do
happen all
believe
around the world.
I do believe that sometimes you end up in a situation where, like I was saying yesterday, several people hijack
Yep.
they hijack the movements. And we see it happening all over the world. We see it happening with Black Lives Matter movements where you have Marxists and socialists trying to hijack the message. You have gun rights owners trying to hijack the message. Gun rights lobbyists and so trying to hijack the message. And so it dilutes the original intention.
And somebody saying on the line, listen, for the most things to be effective, take politics out of it. No bill wasn't politics, was a clear choice. Minute you get politics in there, it turns political and turn people off.
It turns
and that is very true.
Yeah.
And we understand, like, there are issues that people are facing and they feel like they need to match for it. And that's fine. But like
no, my thing is this. You must have a clear vision of what it is, one, what your goals are, and two, how you're going to get there. If this match was a part of your bigger thing, then
okay, cool.
Yeah, okay, cool. That's my thing. Yeah. I just don't want, because what happens is that when time comes for people to mobilize and get together, people then get turned off because they would have seen several of these types of demonstrations happen with little to no tangible effect. So so it's like, okay, so here comes an issue. I personally feel like I want to somehow demonstrate my my frustration or my position or whatever it is, and the organizers go, let's match, and it's like the match them don't do nothing, you know, and that is the scary part about it, like. And I think this is the same thing I was talking with the condom thing here. Sometimes you have good intentions, but the way it's executed has the opposite effect. You understand? You want to have marches be a part of movements where people can see change. And so in the future, we understand just how important it is for us to not only participate in these types of things when there's issues that we feel passionately about or just agree with, but also that the powers that be recognize, hey, this is something that can lead to whatever, maybe we should pay attention.
Yeah, I
because
agree.
it's going to become a point where even the people who you're protesting against are going to just ignore you.
Facts. Well, we saw the phone lines lighting up, but okay.
Good morning, caller. You're live on LNT. What's up?
Hi, good morning. Happy belated birthday, Jade.
Thank you.
You say you had a wonderful time.
I did. It was great.
Anyway, I hope your vehicle wasn't coming on the ship. Your Porsche, your Mercedes-Benz wasn't coming on the ship there, what caught fire.
Maybe that's why you may get it.
Oh, boy.
Oh, yeah, take care.
All right, thank you so much.
That explains a lot, Azim.
You know, I just
What
love...
ship that was on fire now? What is this? Oh, dear. Yeah, tell us about this one. There was a car ship was on fire?
Something. All I know is I love that caller because that caller genuinely wants the best for you.
Listen, I love her. Whoever she is.
She genuinely wants the best for you.
Every time she calls.
Oh, man.
I can appreciate her.
Love it. Love it.
But yeah, let's take a break quickly and then come back into some more conversation. We have some things to chat about. So, guys, stick and stare for more Island Tea. We'll be right back.
Maybe it's the way the brilliant gold liquid reflects our sunshine, or how the bright blue of its label mirrors the clear Caribbean skies overhead. Maybe it's the fresh, crisp taste of this beastly cold beer on a scorching hot day. Maybe it's even the way it brings us all together. But one thing is for sure, Carib is very much a part of who we are wherever we're from in the Caribbean. Carib. It's the way we play. Drink responsibly.
Get your property properly covered today. Constructing your dream house or considering renovating your property? We will make sure your property is properly covered at Guardian General Insurance. Yes, at Guardian General Insurance, we will ensure that your property is properly covered with our private dwelling and contractors all-risk promotion. Visit or call us today and get affordable rates, premium financing arrangements from now until March 31st, 2022. We will properly cover fire, lightning, explosion, thunderbolt, bursting or overflowing of water tanks and apparatus pipes, burglary, theft or larceny, impact by road vehicle, riot, strike or malicious damage, hurricane, earthquake or volcanic eruption, flood, collapse due to subsidence of landslip, loss of rent, cost of temporary accommodation, and much more. So get your property properly covered at SL Horsford and Company Limited, local agents for Guardian General Insurance today. Special terms and conditions apply. Call today at 869-465-9355 for further details.
Good morning, guys. Welcome back to Island T right here on Win Media SKN. It's Friday. And we're just chilling. We're just cooling in the building, talking about democracy.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of democracy.
Speaking of democracy, bye.
Oh, this is the last week I can talk about this until something actually happens, okay? Or doesn't happen, whichever one. So, Lindsey Grant matter is for the police, DPP says. Director of Public Prosecutions, Valston Graham, says he is not the competent authority to decide whether charges are laid against the Honorable Lindsey Grant for the verbal altercation between Minister Grant and police officers. As DPP, I am not, in caps, the competent authority to decide whether the Honorable Lindsey Grant should be charged with obstruction, assault, and battery offences.
Oh, so that's what it was. Okay.
Okay, now we know.
Okay. I was kind of lost.
Same. That is simply a matter for the police and offences which they charge daily without my input. Sorry, made me to laugh. There are some specific offences where my written consent is required before the police can charge an individual. The allegations against the Honorable Lindsey Grant does not fall within these categories of offences.
That was my point.
In keeping with the ODPP's role to support the role of the RSCNPF in their investigation of criminal offences today, in a written opinion, I have advised Commissioner of Police, Mr. Hilroy Brandy, on the merits of prosecution in the matter involving the Honorable Lindsey Grant and 3 police officers which took place on January 8, 2022. It is now for the Commissioner of Police to decide whether to act upon my advice. It is and has always been with the power of the police whether to charge Mr. Grant. It is not and was never a matter for my determination. And this is a viral video. We all see the video, so we ain't got to talk about it. This is all like hot potato to me.
Hot potato, hot potato.
You deal with it.
Hot potato.
No, you deal with it.
Dude, you want me to tell you what? Okay. I've had several comments on this. One, like I said, I think Minister Grant might have handled this. He didn't handle it in the best way possible, right? And I believe that he should have afterwards come out and just admitted that. Don't tell me about we don't know all what happened. Nobody care.
No.
Nobody care. We know what we see.
That's what I care about.
The other thing. Then the other thing was, the police went there and they said they got reports that the protocols weren't being adhered to. If that was the case, then why they didn't shut it down? As a matter of fact, the minister tell them, if I shut it down, shut it down.
Shut it down.
I don't know that they shut it down.
I don't think so. I've yet to hear anybody say yes, they did shut it down. Not once.
So that in itself for me needs to be investigated. Why is it that oh, we got there and the reports were false and so they were allowed to continue doing what they were doing? Or is it a matter that for some other reason, perhaps somebody who is considered important was there? We didn't exercise what we should have. Or was it just a matter that, hey, we went there were some issues, we talked to the owners,
and it was solved.
And we used our discretion and decided thing. Basically what I'm saying, all parties involved needed to just come out, say exactly what happened.
Why is it this big secret?
But I can't understand. Everybody, this thing could have just been easy, you know.
Long time this year would have done with.
What needed to happen, everybody just needed to know, well, what exactly happened.
Yeah, like...
The minister come out, the minister say, I ain't really sure what happened.
Okay.
The police come out, say, we're investigating.
Okay.
And now everybody's speculating. And the probably thing is, there's videos.
Yeah.
The videos came out like a series.
Literally was a Netflix series. One after the other in different colors.
Different colors, different angles.
Different qualities. Listen, y'all had it all, boy. I'm not gonna lie. This saga is just... This feels so drawn out for no reason.
This is what happens when people aren't accustomed to transparency. That's all it is, you know. They're so unaccustomed to transparency that when you even work in their favor, they just can't do it.
Yeah.
That's really what going on here.
Yeah, because
all
do
you have
not
to
understand why we just couldn't... Listen, this is what happened. Y'all saw a video, but this is what really happened. How come when it... Listen, the watch lady was more transparent than this.
But watch lady got them... Right now,
Imagine
for real.
that.
Watch lady got them for real.
She was more transparent than this.
By points. Yeah, that's all they had to do. And the thing about it, right, and the funny thing about it, right, Jade, even if they massage the truth a little bit, right, people would not gonna to say, you know why? Because they came out, they say, such and such and such and such. They say there's a version of the story out there.
Yep. But yet
I couldn't believe when
after.
I couldn't believe when asked about it, the response is we pass it on to I was like, excuse me?
Like why? And then the prepare now seems like he was like, well, y'all giving me this. Yeah. He literally said, y'all could handle this by yourselves, y'all don't need my input. The fact that he literally came out and said this says like, why are we drawing this out? Why are we drawing this out?
May not.
It's so strange. The fact that the DPP had to literally come out and say, they could make these decisions without my input, this does not fall under me. This has nothing to do with me.
And now what happens now? No, because you haven't been straight and open with the story, right? And by you, I'm talking about all the parties involved.
Everybody.
Because you haven't, so now you allow persons to fill in the blanks. Mm-hmm. We literally spoke to the organizer of the match yesterday. I mean, I said we are talking about the WinFM News Desk, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he said, I don't know what happened, and it don't matter what happened. And now there's a match, and now people are talking about this is undermining our democracy. It's undermining the ability for the police to do their job. And nobody actually know what happened, apparently.
Well,
apparently, and nobody could say this is what happened. But we know it undermining democracy.
So what? But if you know what happened, what is undermining democracy?
Because
if you don't know what's happening.
Because it seems. But what I'm saying is, the people have a right to decide that. You know why? Because y'all ain't say what happened.
Exactly.
The people have a right to decide. Well, to me, it looked like the police wasn't able to do their job because Minister Grant was there, and if anybody had do it, if anybody else had do it, the police would have moved different. And they have the right to decide that because what?
Y'all ain't telling us what happened. Y'all ain't give us nothing more than some videos without context.
They have the right to say that. That really where this thing come from. So what happened from the start.
Oh my gosh.
This whole thing just blown out of proportion, man. Anyway, good morning, caller. You're live on Island T. What's up? Lost a caller. But yeah, that's like they just.
I don't understand it at all.
They're doing themselves. They're doing themselves a disservice.
And the more the stories come out, is like why we don't just.
But this thing just only in St. Christopher. Where Claude cut when you need him by?
I don't.
Good morning, caller. You're live on LNT.
Good morning. You see, the DPP was very nuanced, you know. He didn't just send it back to the commissioner. He actually named some specific offenses where he thought that charges could have been laid, right? They included things like obstruction, assault, battery. Those are serious offenses, okay? I think criminal even, okay? So, and not only that, he said he advised the Commissioner of Police on the merits, he did not say the merits of prosecution, okay? Very nuanced.
Very
And
much
so, now we all await what is going to happen. And
the next episode in the series.
Exactly. So I don't think, as much as you may want to, Jay, that you don't talk about it in the next week, you're probably gonna have to, because
No, I said
can't see-
until something else
Actually
happens.
happens.
Until okay. Do you think something else should actually happen?
Something else will. I don't know if there's going to be any major development. I really believe this is one of them things that when something else happening, people are just kind of, okay, well, we expected it, and people else move on.
Okay. Well, that would be unfortunate for democracy, because everybody should be equal under the law, right? Because the next thing that's going to happen is that somebody may be involved in a similar incident. And what do you do? Do they get the same treatment?
Well, I guess at that point, that is when we fall back on this wonderful thing that generally is used in these types of discussions, which is discretion. The officer uses discretion, and I think that is what's going to be said. And after looking at it, no charges were brought. Boom, 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 and move on with life. I really think that's what
No. But what happens if somebody is involved in a similar incident?
The police would use their discretion. That's what I'm saying. At least I think that's what it's gonna be phrased.
Well, it will be interesting to see how it turns out. But you asked a question there. Did they shut it down? I think it's the whole response to people with power and authority that even the police, I think, are susceptible to, because it's who was involved. They're very cautious, very reticent, very reluctant to take action with them, as opposed to if it was an ordinary person. And I think that is kind of unfortunate. What makes it even more unfortunate is when the person involved, Mr. Grant, did not seem to act responsibility, because he knew that he is in a position of authority and power and should be exemplary.
Okay, so do you believe if it was the other way around, that the public would have had this type of reaction to it?
I mean the other way around.
If the police was in the wrong when it came to Minister Grant, not saying that Minister Grant is wrong, because I don't know the full story, but if it was the shoe on the other foot.
I mean, like the police did something that was then perceived to be. Okay.
Do you think that they would have been all of this public?
Interestingly, I think you've had a case here where I think I've heard one of you asking, why when police vehicles, for instance, are involved in accidents, strange accidents or whatever, you get silence. Okay? So I think that in itself answers your question. Right?
Well, I think one of the
and
things
it shouldn't depend on who does it and when it is done and how it is done.
I think that happens.
If something wrong, it's wrong.
Yeah, but I think that happens all the time. For instance, I remember an incident at a hotel where there was someone who obviously
the tourist
was belligerent towards a police officer, Are we hearing about that again?
Exactly.
But there was outrage, you know. There was outrage from people because of the optics of it. It just didn't look good.
Yeah, and
you know?
And that's what I'm saying. Like, we see this happening all the time. I don't think it's simply, and I think there's different reasons why that might be the case. I think there's been reasons where it might be a family member of someone, and these things just continually happen. And like I said, generally when it happens, we hear.
We should always aim for consistency, and not things like favoritism or abusing power or the looking up to authority as if it's absolute. If authority is wrong,
so you're suggesting that's what happened in this case?
Should be questioned. Okay. Right then.
So I guess that's what you're suggesting happens in this case. So I understand. But my thing is that this happen all the time, Jade.
Literally all the time.
All the time.
I can't help but feel like it's politically charged because we see
from what angle? You mean the people who have an issue with the way it was handled?
Because time and time again we see issues coming out where the shoe is on the other foot and we don't have none of this.
No, we don't have it, It's just another set of people that be saying it.
Oh. Anyway, let's move on to something else here. So you want to do the one about the Prime Minister or the woman who was found hanging in Guyana?
Let's talk about the PM, man.
Okay. So, what does this one say? Prime Minister Harris and opposition leader Dr. Denzil Douglas disagree on public accounts, committee role and involvement.
Imagine that.
I mean, I don't know.
Government and opposition disagreeing.
Who would have thought? Prime Minister, the Honorable Dr. Timothy Harris, claims that the leader of the opposition, Dr. Denzil Douglas, has not worked in his capacity as chairman on the Public Accounts Committee. Prime Minister Harris made that claim on Tuesday, 15, during the appearance on the television series Leadership Matters. We have clarified the role of the Public Accounts Committee, making it possible for its work to be done by an industrious committee of parliamentarians, the leader of the opposition. We regret that the leader has not yet performed, said Dr. Harris. Dr. Douglas dismissed the claim when he spoke with WinFM on Thursday. Dr. Harris is being deliberately misleading in saying he does not know why the Public Accounts Committee is not functioning. There is none. Because the members of the Public Accounts Committee who were there were elected during the parliamentary season of 2015, which came to an end with the election in 2020. So I am still awaiting the necessary instruments or letters seeking for reappointment of a new Public Accounts Committee. There shall be a chairman of the committee pursuant to the provisions of Section 70, subsection 3 of the Standing Order, and if the leader of the opposition is a member of the committee, he or she shall be offered the option to chair the committee before all other members. At any time when the chairman is, for any reason, unable to perform the duties of his office, or there is a vacancy in the office of the chairman, the deputy chairman may exercise the duties of that office. The committee shall meet at least once within every 6 months and may convene meetings at such other time as the committee by resolution determines. The powers and duties of the committee are to examine the reports of the Director of Audit that is tabled in the National Assembly, to report to the National Assembly with any comment if things fit on any item of or matter in the reports of the Director of Audit,
there's any issues
referred to in paragraph A, or any circumstances connected with it that the committee thinks should be drawn to the attention of National Assembly, to inquire in writing into any question connected with the reports of the Director of Audit referred to in paragraph A, and to report to the National Assembly on this matter.
Now, do you have that? Because
Yeah, like why y'all just can't fix this without us having to know about it?
So that's kind of where I wanted to go with it.
These
Because
things just feel so petty.
okay, so again. So despite the huge importance of the committee and the functioning of the committee, the role of the committee, I would want to go out on a limb and say most citizens don't even know that this committee is a thing, right?
I'm 99.9.8% correct.
I'll actually go out further on a limb and say the vast majority.
Yeah, man. A lot
Right.
of say know what this means.
Right.
What this does do? Nothing.
Didn't even know it existed.
Exactly.
Right? In spite of its very important role, that has
Yes,
nothing to, because
yes.
we don't know about it, don't mean it's not important. Right.
Very true.
But what it feels like is that we are officially in silly season.
I told somebody this week as
We're officially in silly season, and
because what is all of this?
we had the deputy prime minister responding to allegations that went out over WhatsApp on his personal Facebook page.
Which we barely know about.
We had a match yesterday that for some people at least felt politically charged.
Well,
But I mean, it's kind of hard for it to say so when
they're literally saying
the first clip is, I want a new prime minister.
yeah.
Hey, big up Top Puppy one time. And then you have, of course, the tail of the hot potato in the fate of Minister Grant, right? We had the Foreign Affairs Minister and Premier of Nevis, Mark Drip Brantley here, speaking on the fact that people just stick all in opinion.
I tell you, I keep asking if election next year, you know.
I tell you, we're officially in silly season.
Because
We're
this
officially in
feels
silly
like
season.
when election is around the corner and everybody just doing the most.
Yeah, that's what's going on. Like that is what's going on.
Because again, this could have been an email, a meeting, a phone call, a WhatsApp. I don't know how to just deal with the business. But literally, this could have been a sit down. Listen, guys, in 2022, this is what happened. We need to re-establish the committee. Let's
Just show Dougie a WhatsApp. Dougie, what's going on with the Public Accounts Committee?
exactly. Why is it you have to?
Dougie to Tim. But what committee ain't got a committee?
But this is literally what in the article.
That's all.
This is what is in the article. So I don't feel like this needed to.
Maybe the WhatsApp happened, let me just saying about it.
Or maybe I don't know.
Maybe the
why.
WhatsApp happened, who knows?
Yeah, listen.
Don't go like I ain't got another number.
I just feel like a lot of the times, a lot of things like these especially could be handled without the public having to know
Who you
that
think-
y'all at odds.
Who you think is it go between Timothy and
Who is the-
Timo and Dougie? Who is it go between?
But I don't even know, yeah.
You think they have like two? Or is it like one person?
Who does liaison?
Yeah, liaison between them.
But I don't know. I just feel up all this. They are like you.
Like, let me ask you a question. Like, let's say Timo come one day and like Dougie back in his spot. Like, how that gonna go down?
You think?
They gonna talk to one another?
You see how ridiculous that sound? Why is it that
Yo, Big D. What happened? You saw a move? Like, that's all you want.
y'all are co-workers? At the end of the day, y'all are literally co-workers. It don't matter if this is the prime minister and this is the opposition or this is the deputy. Everybody is co-workers.
Election done, yeah.
Start acting like y'all could figure it out without us having to hear all the drama
Too much
involved.
history there, man. Too much history.
Yeah, but at some point
be
we
honest,
have to put it.
To be honest, most of the politicians them cool with each other and
I
they'll line up
know,
and say, yeah, but
the bigger ones them need to get together.
No, I think Timo and Dougie that they're serious though.
Bro, we have a country to run.
That they're serious.
We have a country to run. This is not like something small. They have to run this.
Let me ask you a question. You want to tell me Dougie and Carl Minister Grant? And just be like, what am I really doing, you man?
What make them always on you?
What the movie say, you man?
I don't know. I don't tell you, I would like to be just like a fly in these WhatsApp groups, you know. Maybe I just want to be a fly in the WhatsApp groups with all the ministers by, cause
Dougie just call over to Lindsay. Hey, sharp boss. I say no. What am I dealing with the matter? What? Oh boy. Anyway.
I just feel like this is about to get a lot worse before it's going to get better.
Yeah. That's really my takeaway. My takeaway is we're officially in silly season, and we're gonna be seeing a lot more of these like little back and forths.
I mean, do we have to? Do we actually have to?
Have to might be a stretch, but that's what it's gonna be. That's what it's gonna be. We already see what is happening.
Anyway, let's do this last story quickly. It's coming out of Jamaica. I thought it was very interesting. So, what?
The Jamaica?
No, Jamaica. No,
Oh, the Jamaica one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We actually hinted at it during the.
We're going to talk about the lady who got killed. That one was kind of rough.
Yeah, that's fine.
So, all out war. JCF offers advice to gangsters how to get rid of rivals. It appears that the Jamaica Constabulary Force, JCF, have taken its crime-fighting approach to new levels. First, it was calling on lovers to report their ex-partner who they...
Okay, guys, before we even continue, the video that was mentioned during the Cross Caribbean Link Up segment,
Yeah, I can find it.
we actually went and looked at it.
It's quite nice.
It is.
I like it. I'm not going to lie.
The best part about this, they released it for Valentine's Day. Like that was it.
On brand. Whoever doing their...
The marketing and PR.
On brand.
Right.
Listen, think it could take a page out of your book.
I'm going to tell you, yeah. The Jamaican policewoman.
She's fine.
She
fine.
She was blessed.
Mrs. Officer, you is what Lil Wayne was singing about. Anyway, so yes, they were calling on lovers to report their ex-partner who they think are involved with crime. Not your current partner.
Of course not. That'd be asking too much. You know the boy hurt you.
Hurt him back, get him locked up.
You know.
Snitch on him.
Yeah.
That's one way.
Yeah.
That's wow.
I feel the funny thing about it, when I first saw that, I kept thinking, this should probably be a lady song.
Yeah, I could see it. Not Marian Hall, lady song.
Lady song, not Marian Hall, no. She would never do that.
Yeah.
She'd ask you to bring him to church and repent.
Exactly.
For his soul.
But lady song would tell you, burn him. Tell police on him.
Yeah, tell police on him. Burn him, tell police on him.
Actually, I'm Macadam song, but you know.
Yeah, no.
Anyway, then, so they moved away from, that was the first thing. They was telling their exes to report their ex-partners. Now, the message has been extended to gangsters themselves who may want to get rid of their rivals for good.
Work with us, guys. Work with us.
Yo, that's crazy. Attention, gangsters.
This is guys. Okay, this is an actual. This is an actual post from the Jamaica Police Force.
Wait.
Tell them what this post is.
Attention, gangsters. Concerned about your competition.
Wow.
Report them to Crime Stop Jamaica by calling 311 and tell us their location. I'm sorry, but this is so funny. Let me read this again. Attention, gangsters. Concerned about your competition? Report them to Crime Stop Jamaica by calling 311 and tell us their location. Was the latest message posted on the Constabulary's Twitter page.
Okay, hold on, right, Jade? But we ain't gonna continue. One of the things for me is we have to be aware of the cultures that exist around us, right? There's different cultures that exist around us. You're dealing with musicians. Musicians have a certain culture. So when you want to get messages out to musicians, perhaps you need to talk to musicians about the culture, and so that helps you to massage the messaging for the most effectiveness, right? This is the Jamaica Police Force. They got a lot of gangsters.
Yeah. I see what they're doing, you know.
Watch it. Why they didn't call Ninja Man? Ninja Man has a history of giving advice to the police, which, although it might be very colorful, is usually very helpful. I'm pretty sure Ninja Man would have tell them this ain't gonna work.
No, ain't gonna work, man. No, ain't gonna work. But I don't know. I don't see this working. The little
There's a culture around the streets.
Get rid of the competition by snitching.
and they literally referred to them as your competition.
Competition like they're selling. Like this is two stores selling.
But that's what they're gonna do next year. That's what they're gonna do next. They're gonna be like,
so hilarious.
they're gonna be like, attention higglers, want to get rid of your competition who set up her cart on the opposite side of the road? Call us here at the health department. 311. Call us here at the health department. Alright.
No, this is funny.
And that might be more effective, eh? Because, like I said,
I feel like the culture for that one would be, yeah.
No, the thing is, the culture that exists is cops and robbers. It ain't it ain't like the gangs working with the gangs will work against the police officers. Sorry to tell you.
You mean if you know, but
they will probably work with each other before they work with you.
Yeah, like what you mean? What you mean call me a stitch up competition? Why are you calling them competition?
No, why would you assume that again, that means you don't understand. And again, man, a street man, but it's one thing I know.
Yes,
they will unite against you. They will unite against you.
That is right. Boy. This is
dangerous. It's dangerous, Jay. Really,
hell of an approach, boy.
And I think when you start seeing these kind of things, you start worrying. But if this is what if this is what they're doing now. You understand where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
But they might be running out of ideas.
Clearly, because how would they get to this one? And there was a committee that had to approve this. So everybody sit down in there and say,
Nah, man.
I got it.
Nah, maybe it was just one.
I don't want to believe so.
It was maybe the person who running the police force Twitter account was just
No. You don't just put out these type of things without permission.
This sound funny. Maybe he thought it was funny.
It's a joke for sure. It is a joke. You're right. Let's take one more call before. Oh dear.
Good morning, caller. You're live at LNT. What's up? Caller? All right, feel free to call back. Let us know your thoughts on what we're discussing. They may have done just that. Good morning, caller. You're live on LNT.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
Based on the topic at hand and the word competition and why you are speculating why competition is that like a culture, it surrounds competing, yes. The word gangster, it might be a carryover from like the mafiosis, the mafia, and yes, those guys compete. If you know the history of the mafia in the United States, probably in Chicago and those areas, they started with the alcohol business. But it morphed into, and as a result of that, there were competing forces, other mafias, to a less extent, that competed for that market, that market. Well, it morphed into contraband of all sorts. So apart from this, the alcohol aspect, contraband of all sorts, counterfeit currencies, into local narcotics, you name it. So it is a competition. It's not just a gangster wants to get after another gangster. For what? For nothing? It has to be something of essence why these guys are really going to take you out. Not just you. But they have this, it goes to the extreme of taking out your whole family. Even the animals that are around the family, the cat, the dog. So yes, to me it is a competition, competing for the turf. Be it narcotics on the turf, contraband on the turf. It's an underground syndicate of various sorts. That's my take on it. Thanks for listening.
All right, man.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see what is the next approach in Jamaica to deal with this situation, because I don't think this one gonna yield much results.
Yeah, I mean things I need up. But who in Vegas get catch with a gun? Which radio personality get catch with a gun?
Well, I'm here, so you obviously hear me.
Let me see. EK under here, so ain't EK either.
Yeah.
Who in Vegas get catch with a gun? All you tell us. All you know all the news. Ain't me as him clearly.
To be honest, I ain't even.
With Rastaman, with for the spirituality.
Peace.
And peace.
Peace.
But yeah, by Monday we're gonna.
To be honest, some of these stories here, it's personal.
Oh! Well then, yikes.
Will you ask and you receive?
I did. Thank you very much. We're gonna pray for you. Sir, we're gonna pray for you. Cause this year sound like you and the Lord gonna need to have a conversation.
Like I said, I don't know. And to
I
be
don't know
honest,
either. But
let the police do their work.
yeah.
Let
Yeah.
the police do their work.
By Monday we're gonna By Monday we're probably gonna hear a little. The Win Studios gonna, do what they do best and investigate. Boy.
Oh, anyway,
Yeah.
just to change up the pace a little bit, Kim Collins was appointed as the coach of the National Elite Program.
Officially,
for
because
athletes.
we spoke about this yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not just, I literally just want to change it up. That's all. like,
Because I'm like, wait. I feel like.
let's get some good news running in here. Let's get some good news running in the place. Oh, bye. But it's
Bye.
Friday, the weekend coming. Like,
Bye.
man.
Bye. Listen. What a.
I keep telling people
And
all the
someone
time.
tipped off the popo?
I keep telling people all the time, when it comes to this illegal weapons is a serious problem in St. Kitts. Like,
Right.
don't fool yourself.
You know it is.
Don't fool yourself. A lot of gun running around,
Clearly.
right?
If we had we literally had a story where we found out that a gun was used in crimes and the gun belonged to.
When that was a legal gun, it just
No,
it,
it wasn't.
it just did illegal things.
Exactly.
But that's
maybe
how
somebody guns them ain't illegal,
Right.
They're just being used to do illegal activities.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that this is a serious question, and let me say it poses serious questions. One, of course, is going to be how these guns enter in the country. We always hear we don't make gun here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's true.
Well, we don't, as far as we know.
So
or
we
maybe
saw-
in Nevis. You think Mark done
Mark
start?
don't start. I mean, think so.
No, me think so neither. Yeah.
I mean, you make it mass, you never know what
and
next.
puff and drinks and,
Yeah.
Maybe guns on the agenda,
Hopefully only for export.
Yes.
But no, what I'm saying is, yeah, of course, the next question is going to be, well, how these guns get in here? But I think even a deeper question should be, why all these people feel the need to have a gun?
Yeah. Like,
No.
what's happening? Why all of y'all need, why y'all need, what are y'all trying to protect yourselves from?
No. I wouldn't act as if there's not people who, because of whatever reason, consider themselves a target. And I know several of these people who are law-abiding citizens, but for whatever reason, consider themselves a target. Maybe they live in a place that's secluded, and there's a certain fear about being a target as you go home. I mean, that's something that where I live now, I've been living for how much? Like 30 years, and so it's like when we were there, we were the only house up there. There wasn't a lot of people, and I know. For instance, my dad would look, if my mother had to leave, go to church or something, come back, he'd keep an eye out for when she's coming.
Yeah, old school, right?
Sometimes she would actually call me to come down and escort her back home and things like that. So, there's certain fears. There's
Yeah.
people who, for whatever reason, may have to carry large amounts of cash on them at certain times. So there's people. What I'm saying is we need to examine the reasons why people feel the need to protect themselves in this way. Some people may be involved in illegal activity, and so because they can't depend on the police for protection, they have to protect themselves. There's people who feel somebody after them. It might be an ex-lover. It might be the brother of somebody who you had some issue with. There's all these reasons. But what I'm saying is we need to examine that, address them, to try and deal with this problem.
Before it gets out of hand, because we don't want to turn into Jamaica now.
We're very reactive.
Yeah, we're not. Oh my God. Anyway, let me go look to see if our guest is outside because.
Very reactive. So we're gonna have to examine how they get in here.
I don't understand that culture, boy.
And I think that we're going to have to start admitting to ourselves that there must be people with immense influence who are involved in the importation of guns.
Because it can't be these small men running around
It can't be the
here.
fishing boats them going back and forth
that
between
don't make no
countries
sense.
alone. Me saying that don't happen.
But
But
for the
obviously,
volume, it has to be
and
more than that.
and the type of guns that coming
Yeah,
in, Jade, like,
listen, I've never tried to smuggle anything into the country, but I'm sure it's not an easy process. Somebody said 30 years. But when you talk about your home, you have to you have to put 30 plus years without a paved road through a cane field with 3 to 4 lamppost lights.
yeah, that's pretty much the
Yes,
situation.
you have to make sure you
Government road,
government road with unpaved government road.
Government road ain't like a private road. No.
So an unpaved government road.
Yeah.
So I'm doing when I was paving all the roads them.
Jade, we tell that's a question.
Oh, the forget y'all wasn't on the damn.
It wasn't on the list, by.
Yeah. Well, they got more important things to worry about, like gun smuggling and your road ain't really up on the agenda. Sorry to tell you.
Well,
Y'all just gotta figure it out.
that's when the next election might just stay home, see?
Well, Oh, or when they come to you to offer you the house, no, what do they offer, like fridge and so?
They don't come to us with them things, yeah.
Oh, damn.
They say them they look like they got integrity and pride,
Oh.
You might got to bribe them with other things.
So this is the perfect way. Listen,
Just
y'all
get a
listening.
road.
I know y'all listening. Bribe Azim them with a road. That's
Yeah.
all I want.
Yeah, if
A
you want us
small
vote,
road.
if you want us to vote for you, just guess a vote, please.
Just pave the road. That's That is all you're asking for. And I don't think that's a big ask either.
No,
I don't feel like that's a big ask.
It's not actually.
But yeah,
we shouldn't even have to ask.
I don't even know why I asked him to pave a government road.
But that's what we go, girl.
Me mother's here by.
And they got road paved where the only traffic on the road is go to.
You mean down by the...
All over, Jade. All over.
Oh, I thought you was talking
There's
about...
road going up into the hills past where the projects them be, where the anticipated projects may be in the future.
So-
And the only people that they use the road is the man them who go mountain and they got them when
At
they coming
least
home
I
in the
got a
night.
smooth journey.
Yeah.
Yeah, because sometimes you're going up to the hills them and you're on the shoes them, they're slipping and... Yeah, they're going
Yeah,
up,
they're taking time to pave roads around lampposts. You ever see them? Wait, that's a St. Kitts thing, ain't it?
Yes.
I don't really see that other places. It might be, but I just haven't seen it.
I haven't either. Why
You
do
just
we
be-
pave
you-
around it?
You literally drive in and there's a lamppost in the road. The sidewalk off to the
to this side.
to the side of the lamppost.
Well, that is... Well, listen.
I've seen situations where actually as they cast the sidewalk, they leave the hole for the lamppost, yeah.
Yeah, because I don't know.
I think it's up.
I-
Only in St. Christopher. But yeah, I'm telling you, Jade.
You hear somebody knocking just now?
No, that's my foot.
Oh.
That's my foot.
But yeah, you said something just now that I totally agree with. We are very reactive in this country, and I do not understand why. Because it's not like we don't know the issues. It's not like we don't know the problems or what we need to fix. So why we so reactive? Like, why we have to wait for it to get into like this big thing for us to be like, you know what? Let's fix this problem that we could have fixed 5 years ago.
I guess it doesn't become a priority until it. Maybe it's the squeaky wheel of the oil. Maybe that's what's going on. The squeaky wheel of the oil. I don't know, but yeah, we're gonna have to admit that there has to be some collaboration with people who are supposed to be either protecting us, protecting the borders.
But we don't hear it time and time again. We don't hear.
Yeah, who involved in some of this thing.
We've heard literal stories where customs officers were in charge, were charged with
importation of
of firearms. So they say like something new. They say not new. Like these are things that we hear all the time.
You think there's a situation where there might be let's say containers, barrels, etc., coming in, and because of whose name is on the thing, you don't get checked?
I could see that happening.
Could see that happening?
Yeah, I could see. I'm not saying that is what's happening, but I could see that happening.
Yeah, it could be a possibility.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll look into that.
Yeah,
Maybe I'll
like,
look into
certain people have certain things, and then the certain things usually contain certain things, so they don't bother to check.
Yeah.
I could see that possibility happening, and the ones and this is how, because they're not checking, this is how things probably get into the country.
Yeah, that could be a way too.
Yeah. But y'all gotta figure it out. The same for us to figure it out, because we don't work there.
But then again, people still trying to figure out who it is gone with their bedsheet them from Christmas. So
Jackie, pull up to the front of the class, girl. This
Jackie,
is for you.
you're lucky my grandmother ain't on the live. You're lucky my grandmother
Why I
ain't
said,
alive.
I think them still going missing. This is why I'm afraid to bring in anything, you know, because,
But
boy,
people afraid to send things, people afraid to bring in things. Why we going on with customs right now? It can't be no, this can't be no rumor mill.
no, it ain't a rumor as if everybody, it keep happening to
All kind of people.
they,
But how is it happening? I don't understand.
I don't know, because I've yet to hear, has they come out and addressed?
I think I saw the chairman of SCASPO say something yesterday, but I tried to go back and see what he was saying. That he had just
Maybe we
finished.
need to talk to them. Maybe we need to talk to them, like,
They came here. Remember, they came here to
Again,
talk about.
we need to talk to them again.
But I'm saying they came here and they spoke about the fact that they will be opening the stuff in front of you and there'll be cameras and all of that.
Is
But it
that,
seems as though
man, see, nobody said that's what happened. Everybody keeps saying the opposite of that is what's happening.
you reach there, you think them done price.
Yeah, they don't. People literally keep saying they need to see when they're opening these things because they can't understand how things they keep buying keep disappearing. Me got him. Because me.
Woman tell me she missing 10 sheet set, yeah.
10 sheet sets?
10 sheet set she missing, yeah.
No, man.
Woman tell me she pack she barrel herself when she reach down here, open the barrel, she want to know who barrel this. She pack the barrel herself and when they open it, she asking them, well, who barrel this?
Yeah, like I've had friends that literally said they know they have receipts to prove what they bought. And when they come, things not there.
Things not there.
That can't make sense. That can't make sense. Like, this is the issue. There's a lot of things that we need to. Why did they match for this? How come y'all ain't matching for this?
There had to be somebody in the Manchester for this, man. There had to be.
Yeah, but they talk about it.
Remember this, those people probably wouldn't have gotten traction anyway.
Who is them? Maybe you?
What the caller said
Huh?
yesterday.
Oh. Yeah, man, this is what y'all need to be matching for. Why y'all the things them keep going missing? That's what I want to.
But it's gonna be interesting to see how we deal with this gun issue. And let's not fool ourselves, guys. We've been getting several reports of Kitishans being involved in gun smuggling in some of the other countries. If y'all think they ain't working to bring some of them here, are very wrong.
Say that again?
I say we've been getting several reports. One of them we had a whole discussion on here about Kitishan nationals being involved in gun smuggling all across the world. There were several reports, Jade.
Yeah.
Some in Florida. I think there was one in Atlanta last year or the year before. England. If y'all think some of them ain't looking to bring some of them here, are very wrong.
No, they're coming home. What do you mean? Is here they're coming?
I'm coming home.
When they're done with the sentence.
Well, I mean talking about the people, but I'm saying like if you have people from saying it's involved
the
in
guns itself.
Yeah, if you think some of them guns ain't ending
gun
up here.
smugglers are coming home because I know they're coming home for sure.
No. If some of the guns ain't
definitely.
and never come in here, then you're very wrong. So we understand that hey, this is something we need to address and look at, and hopefully
That's on the agenda?
that's not only on the agenda but a priority.
Priority on the agenda.
Remember there was this whole movement, get rid of all the abandoned homes because that's where all the gun them be. Now my thing was, well if you all know the gun them in the abandoned
Just
homes,
go in there and take them out.
let's go in there. I remember that talking.
Why would you what if you know?
The government them need to take over the house them. The house them is where they keeping
just
up.
take up the guns out the houses.
It's like, well, if I know the gun them in there, just go for them.
A matter of fact, this would help y'all if y'all know they're using these places to store these guns. Keep them. That way they keep storing the guns there and y'all keep going for them. What's not clicking here?
I just remember thinking to myself, well, who know the gun them in there and why they going for them?
Somebody had to see them in there, so why you take them out? So you just see them and went back to report to the police like, yeah, they're in here.
No, I mean, expect the person who know they're there to go for them, but I'm saying
that's what I'm saying. So after they reported that they're in there, what they do? Leave them?
The police, maybe it was like, bye, we need to take over the house.
Yeah, because they're going to solve the problem. So they're going to just move them to another house. Y'all think they're going okay. Okay, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense, Azim.
So
think about it.
Somebody suggesting maybe the theft happened on the ships, but I've actually asked several people if this is an issue that they've been having. In several other islands, and I don't know. Maybe they're just maybe they're targeting St. Kitts. Maybe the ships just decide, oh, that's another St. Kitts barrel. Let's see why not. I don't know. And the kind of things that are going missing, I don't know if the people on the ship really taking up 10 sheets yet. But anything is possible. The thing is, though, all these maybes need to be answered. We need to figure out what is going on. There's something obviously going on. Hold on. I know we were supposed to have a guest, but I think we may have to just reschedule that that interview.
Oh yeah, our guest had some difficulties finding the building.
Oh.
So I told him we will reschedule for next week because that's somebody that we need to talk to, man. That's a pioneer in the music industry in St. Kitts for sure. Some of y'all favorite, and that's why I really love doing these type of interviews, because a lot of the times y'all favorite music, y'all don't know who created it. So then when y'all see the person, y'all be like, oh, that's him. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. But yeah, next week we'll chat with Hey Boy Beats.
Good, we have a caller. We could probably make this the last call. Good morning, caller. You're live on Island Tea. What's up?
Yeah, we are feeling it. Greetings, Island Tea. Everyone had the tea already?
Of course.
First lady, how was it first there?
The birthday was exceptional. Thank you. It started with you and your breakfast. Set the pace for the type of day I was going to have.
Welcome, man. Welcome. sir. You're listening to reasoning, And, you see, this gun thing, like, we need to get rid of it, Our police will stop walking guns. Tell me something. England police still carry on the thing, just button on the thing.
Yep.
Yeah, they don't. The regular police, the beat police, they don't carry firearms.
Up to the time, even up to.
Yes, up
right,
to. Yes.
The situation remains the same.
Yes. What happens if they get there and there seems to be an issue where that type of response is necessary?
Then
they call special.
Whatever, yeah. But otherwise than that, no gun pan, no hip.
That is correct.
Yeah, we need to reach them levels that we don't see the whole heap, gun, even they call legal gun, Yeah, because it carry a vibe. We know that it carry a vibe. We really need to get rid of that. The emphasis on gun. Gun, terrible.
I could tell you're feeling it, boy.
Yeah, terrible. This is some serious things in Jamaica, and I mean, we talked about Jamaica a while ago. This is some serious things in Jamaica, some serious things. About gun, We want to see it. Not even in Jamaica we want to see it, because we love Jamaica still. To see it come down here in only 60 or 30 square miles, terrible. And sometimes we be surprised to know who is behind the bringing in the movements of gun, The movements of gun. And talking about that, you see the search in a barrel when people not present. That is the custom right now in St. Kitts, right? St. Kitts Navy.
Persons have been saying that is it. I
don't know. Somebody could correct us if we're wrong.
They search your thing before you come, and when you come, them search your thing. What is the situation?
From my understanding, it should be searched in your presence.
Yeah.
But persons have been alleging that they've gotten there and that they seem to have had their stuff searched before they were present.
It will stop. It will stop forthwith. It will stop. Give thanks for the time. Blessed love.
All right, man.
Have
Appreciate
a good weekend, man.
Enjoy weekend, man. Yeah, that was my argument with somebody who was alleging that stuff got stolen, and so I'm like, well, when was it? When? Because I couldn't believe that this is what was happening. And the person was like, I'm telling you, Azem, I got to the thing, and they're telling me how much I owe them.
Oh.
And I'm like, how they could tell you? They're like, because they done went in.
Yeah.
I said, okay, so it was this woman, the same person told me how they know that somebody went into it. It was because they packed the barrel themselves, so they know.
They know where they put certain stuff.
Not only that they put certain stuff, but the seal that they put on was broken. Now the question I asked them was, how you know it wasn't broken by in transportation and not when it got here? And she said, well, she know that it went in because they had knowledge of what was in the package, so obviously they had to go in there to see. So that's what was alleged.
Somebody asked, is it possible that the alleged theft is taking place at the shipping ports of origin, the warehouse where the packages are consolidated and placed in the shipping containers?
That is a question that needs to be answered. The issue for me is then, is it that St. Kitts is being targeted and why? Because then we would have been hearing about this across the region. Then.
Yeah.
We would have heard this across the region unless it's just St. Kitts barrels are like to thief. And then on top of that, like I said, people are alleging that they know for a fact that the stuff is being opened at the port here before without their permission or presence. I mean, permission may not even be needed.
Yeah, but presence.
But their presence.
Yeah.
So if that is happening, then you then put yourself in the position to say, well, if something missing from in here, well, you
You're
take
responsible. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's time for us to go home. It's time for us to wrap up.
I want hash browns.
Yeah, I didn't buy me some breakfast, please.
Let's go.
Yay!
Guys, we're gonna leave. We're gonna go. We're gonna disembark.
We're going to Burger King, to be exact. Yo, they need to sponsor the show, man.
Oh boy! Hi guys, it's been a pleasure. It's been an amazing week hanging out with you guys.
Definitely was.
Thank you guys for hanging out, for commenting, for sharing, for calling in, for messaging our phones, and of course for wishing Jade happy birthday yesterday and today. I really appreciate it, man.
As when is your birthday?
Jade?
It's next week.
Nope. I don't have a birthday, Jade.
It's next week.
Jade, I don't have a birthday.
You think? Anyway, you're good.
Jade,
I'm gonna tell Aya next week.
I don't remember my birthday.
Well,
I
know how to get this information.
I don't have a recollection of what day I was born, Jade. I don't remember. I don't remember. I'm an enigma. I just float. Oh, we ain't gonna make this. Okay, anyway.
Me don't stop listening to you, Because I wrap up the show.
But guys, really want you guys to remain safe. This weekend, those of you who are going out and socializing, please remember to remain responsible and stay safe. For those of you who are taking a restful and peaceful weekend, hopefully you enter next week re-energized and ready to face it. But guys, we will be going now. Remember?
Oh, before we go, I have to give you all a little rundown.
Oh, today's Friday now?
Yes. So stick and stay for Sandra with Your View coming up right after the show. Then we have Voices at 11. We have what's Flames show called again? We have DJ Flames at 3. Before DJ Flames, we have DJ Jed Sounds with the Happy Hour. And then later we have Rabuka coming in. So, yes, stick and stay.
So Music Feel Friday, right after Sandra and Voices today.
Which is literally after us. So, you may proceed.
Well, guys, remember to spend more time living your content than posting it. And you can't be everybody's cup of tea because you is not a mug. We're going to see you guys on